And it is Monday. Hey, good morning. It's Monday at 5:38 a.m. and this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well. And I know some people are just starting the day, and probably some on the other side of the planet are finishing their day, right? So here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a tactical and practical way. I'm Greg Mester, Agile Coach and Scrum Master, and we try to get everybody home to their family and friends so they can enjoy company and have some life and maybe build karma. Like I still gotta say the karma thing from the cookie episode the other day. And balance that work and life, grow your business, add value for your customers, and have some fun, right? So it's funny, we talk about the fun, the Mentos cookie episode. It's still tracking up there. It's like getting like 100 views a day. So it's pretty funny. I don't know what's going on. I better though I saw my kid watches Steven Sharers or whatever, and apparently they did a Mentos cookie Coca-Cola episode. So I wonder if it's getting caught up in the whole algorithm now and being showed. But that's on YouTube. The funny thing, it got nothing on TikTok. So who knows, man, right? So for those that don't know, every once in a while I do different little things, skits and stuff like that with the kids, and do some stuff on TikTok and just some fun stuff, right? Because it's got to be a little bit fun. And we always talk about this Scrum and Agile, also business-like and everything. Anyway, so back to Scrum and Agile, right? Though I take Agile techniques to do these little experiments with the kids and what I do with social media, I kind of use that Agile mentality. So today is our 217th episode, and I'm going to talk about two things today. I want to talk about Daily Scrum. We always talk about Daily Scrum, right? And this show is supposed to be under the 15-minute mark, kind of what everybody aspires to for Daily Scrum. So showing that this show is no longer than a Daily Scrum should be, right? Actually, I think Daily Scrum should be shorter. And I do make smaller pieces of these shows and put them in the YouTube videos for later viewing and particular topic areas that people are interested in. So I got my little book, so I kind of write down what my plan for the day is or plan for the show, just like we do in Daily Scrum. So, but anyway, Daily Scrum, and who does all the talking? So this is going to be interesting. I had this a few times, and it occurred again in the class I gave over the weekend. And then retro, picking topics for retrospective. Talk about that a little bit. Some people think they can't, so we're going to talk about that. So first off, Daily Scrum. Who does all the talking? What did I write? Try too hard. Oh, now I know, right? So, and I want to make sure I was in context to where I was thinking the other day. So, Daily Scrum, right? It's supposed to be about the team talking and communicating with each other. And I got a lot of little things that we talked about in past. I'm not going to go about them today. And every time I talk about it, it's funny. Though I do think it's interesting. My legacy for there. It was funny having people what I had coached before from organizations I worked before, and they talk about things, and what they talk about is stuff I implemented, and it's like over a year ago. So that's cool when you leave a company and they're still doing what you coached them to do after you're gone. From a coach perspective, that's awesome, man. That's like, it's like, cool. I don't have to be there. I'm trying to make stuff where I'm not going to be there. And I want everybody to kind of understand why this is a good practice or helps them in the long run, right? That's what you want to do as a coach, right? When I'm not there, you run it. I work myself out of a job, right? But anyway, so one of the things I noticed, a lot of project managers become Scrum Masters, or people think Scrum Masters should be like project managers, and they're really not, right? Actually, I hope I wrote that down. I have to write that down. Let me write something in my head that I just had that I make sure. Make sure I wrote that. No, I did not write it yet. So, oh yeah, I did. Okay, cool. I figured I did. It was something that I dawned on. That happens a lot. Anyway, sorry about that. Went off on a tangent, but I didn't want to lose that idea that was in my head. So what I notice a lot of times is Scrum Masters think it's their job when people are talking, each individual in the team. So you got like 6, 8 people in the team, right? And every time that person talks, a Scrum Master, sometimes new Scrum Masters or Scrum Masters that really don't understand, think it's their job to talk right after that person talks. No, it's not your job to talk. Scrum Masters, in my opinion, only talk at the end, right? They do an intro. Hi, everybody. We're here. We're ready to get started. Jim Bob or Sally Jane, you're first and go, right? That's about as much as it, and anybody can do that if you share. And we talked about that. Maybe I'll share more about that specifically. But that's all they talk about in the beginning. Really not talking during the event unless they say, hey, did you send, like someone had an issue. You might bring up, did you send me a note when you had that blocker last night, or you had a blocker? Did you send me a note just to make sure? Because if you didn't see it, you can say, hey, can you send me a note on that blocker, and I'll forward it along too. Try to help you unblock it, right? But that's about it, right? But I see a lot of Scrum Masters go in there and try to get you to tell them. It's not a status brief, right? Like, hey, tell me more about that. Or why didn't you do this? Or why don't you update Jira? You don't need to say that to each individual person. And you definitely don't need to do it during Daily Scrum. But what I notice, if you sit there and listen to these Scrum Masters who haven't done this in a while, really, and some of the ones have really done it in a while, they're just doing it wrong. They've been trained wrong from the day one. They sit there and take up all the talking. They talk the most in the entire Daily Scrum. They should not do that. There's no need for them to do that. You got to get out of that mentality, because now everybody's dependent upon you telling them something. Don't talk. Don't talk. Just shut your mouth for the entire Daily Scrum until the end. I always say the dev team, dev and test talk, maybe the product owner towards the end, and then Scrum Master last. Maybe the Scrum Master has to bring some stuff they know about what's going on in the bigger picture that they want to bring attention to the crew. Like, hey, there's a holiday. Please make sure you update your thing. Blah. That's it. That's all you say, right? And again, but there's interaction. So if there's something about a topic that the person's working on, and you want to, need something, or they need your help, then it's fine to interact. But don't be asking them. So, and we'll talk about that. I'm going to save that part for another time. But stay out of the conversation. Just shut your trap. Stop. Quiet. Zip, 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 zip. Oh, I should take that Mimi from whatchamacallit, Austin Powers, where he goes zip, zip, zip. Oh, that was perfect. Oh, I should do that. Zip, zip, zip. Scrum Master. Zip, zip, zip. We should do that. What if I could turn that into a TikTok? I should recreate that. And I should put Scrum Masters. Zip, zip, zip. Maybe I can I'll have to watch the video and see if I can do that. Anyway, we're off talk. Anyway, we're in the 8-minute. Wow. So anyway, Scrum Masters, be quiet. Don't say anything. Let it go. Get yourself out of the meeting. You can add stuff. You can always come back after the meeting, and you can do it before the meeting. You don't need to be in the meeting, but you can do before and after. Got it? Something I noticed, observe, go watch other Scrum Masters and see if you see it. I see it in a lot of beginning people that think they don't see it. So the next thing I want to talk about is retro. So again, this is 5am Mester Scrum. Please like and subscribe. There's a little bell. If you ring the little bell, you'll get notices for when we go live and when we put more videos up. Retrospective. Everybody gets obsessed with the damn books, right? You don't need to go buy the book. I read the book. The book says do this, and this is what you got to do, and I got to do it. And it's got to be everything the team says, and they decide what the retrospective is, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, most of the time that's true. However, if you see because you're the Scrum and a retrospective for a Scrum-based technology thing, Kanban can do retrospectives too. But as the person who supposed to espouse the Scrum and the process and practice and help people understand practice, if you see something going awry, what I love about the small sprint is that it keeps coming up back. So every once in a while, you can take a sprint to say, hey, I would like to talk about a subject. And if you want to not like surprise the group, like you're going to take over, send them out send your team a proposed agenda for your next like if you're having a bad daily scrum and you can notice everybody just chatting, maybe you put in the retro, say, hey, I think we really need to readdress team norms or something like that. Or I would like to talk about, I know the big company's coming down. We got to do some automated tests, and really think we ought to have a topic area about automated testing and how we're going to get there. So it's okay for Scrum Masters to introduce a topic. Now, the kicker is you can just do it and dominate the retrospective like you own it and you do it, which is Or you can say, hey, I would like to do this. Anybody have any objections? If you don't get any objections, then you're running what topic area you want to talk about. But it's okay for the Scrum Master to come up with a topic area that you would like as a Scrum Master, as an observer, what's going on in the dynamics that people may not see that you want to talk about. Maybe you're talking about why is it taking more than 2 days to get a task done, right? I really want to do that because you know what happens by having a topic area. Maybe decide like you can do a fishbone or 5 whys or some technique during that retrospective to address that particular topic, right? But it's okay. It doesn't always have to be, well, what worked well and what didn't work well and what's stopping us and what can we do? It's okay. You can do that. And I just want to share that with Scrum Masters that may not understand that. But the key is this to make it better is ask for permission, just like we do in coaching. Is it okay if we talk about tasks taking too long? Is it okay that we talk about that the burn down chart goes like a waterfall and comes down to the end? I really would like to talk about. Is it okay we talk about our velocity going? Is it okay that we talk about sprint planning? How we're committing to way too many stories and we're not doing that. You can pick topics and kind of take that retrospective and have the team concentrate on solutionizing or figuring out what's wrong with that particular topic. That's okay, right? And I just wanted to share that with you because I see so many people out there that are afraid to do that. And they go, I can do that? I'm like, yeah. Just ask the team permission. Just say, hey, I would like to bring up this topic. And anybody on the team can do that, by the way. It's not just a Scrum Master. Make sure the team feels good enough that if they want to bring up a topic and maybe send you some topics, you could do some dot voting ahead of time. You can see what the group wants to talk about, so people can do some research and prepare for the retrospective. Maybe someone who wants to talk about, I don't know, gherkin. Maybe I want to talk about gherkin, in the retro and experiment with gherkin. And is everybody okay with that? Send an email ahead of it. You don't have to generate this information in the meeting there. They can say, hey, I want to do gherkin. And then they say, okay, does anybody have an objection to talk about gherkin and possibly using that in our team and the next sprint or do some experiments? If there's no objection, okay, this will be the topic. And if you want, you can do some research on the internet before the retrospective so they can educate themselves, expand their mind, and be prepared for the retro. It doesn't take much to learn how to do gherkin, right? Or any language. So those are the kind of things you can do. You don't have to do it in the meeting. You can request topic areas beforehand. Okay? Is that good? I don't know. We'll see. It's Monday, and it's Monday at 5:52. We're going to close the show. And I think that's good. Anyway, hey, have a great day. Have a good start of the week. Hope your week goes well. Drink lots of coffee. That's all I'm going to do. And my class over the weekend was really awesome. Had a great time. Met some good people. Really got into the facilitation part and expanded thought process because it's fun watching people try to work their way through ideas, and then you're sitting there working with them or guiding them, or not even guiding them. It's like, hey, how about this? Did you think about this out of the box? It's just fun. I love doing it, and I love stumping them. Ring that bell. Get the notices when we go live or when we post up videos. And please like and subscribe and share with your friends. It always helps when you share. All right, take care. Have a good Monday. Happy scrumming, and I'll see you later. Bye.